Hi Libra, and welcome to your reading. Okay, if you're gonna hear it, please excuse the music in the background. My neighbors upstairs have been playing music for a good while now. I'm trying to wait for them to stop, but I didn't want it to get too late before I officially started doing your reading. So that being said, what does Libra need to know? Dang. One moment. Yeah, while the music is playing, I'm gonna do the best I can to speak over it. This? Yes or no? Not this one. Try again. Present moment. This? Current energy, or is it energy in your environment? Okay. Not it. Side. This is upcoming weeks. Not this one. This is strength and weakness. Main or side? Side. Option 1. Wait. What else does Libra need to know? What else does Libra need? What else does Libra need to know? Let it fall or keep it in the deck. Come on. Anything else for Libra? Yeah. Alright. This is main or side? Another side, that's why. Okay. Not it. Wait. Current energy? No. This is option 2. Okay, so Libra, this down here is your side message, but we're not going to get into that until after the reading. That being said, you have knowledge, emotion, King of Water, the 2 of Water, King of Fire, 7 of Air, you have the King of Air and the 5 of Fire. The only king you're missing is the King of Earth, but you have air, fire, and water. Yeah, Libra, let's get into this, but yeah, because overall, I don't even know how I would be able to put this into words, other than the fact that you are a king in your own right, and I don't know, it comes across as transitioning your energy. You know what? But let's get into your reading, see how exactly Spirit wants this to come out. Because the current energy you're moving in is knowledge. You understand what you know and embracing what you don't know. It's not that you're actively seeking out knowledge, but you're putting yourself in positions to where you have the opportunity to learn more, to do what you can and build upon the knowledge you already have. Now again, it doesn't come across where you're actively seeking it out. You're comfortable where you're at. Alright, Spirit, how exactly do you want me to say it? If it's not coming out the way, how exactly do you want me to say it? Okay, you're taking a chance to apply the knowledge you know and putting yourself in positions where you have the opportunity to show off your skills. Now, if by chance you learn something new, in the sense of applying your skills in a new and unexpected way, you're going to jump at the opportunity to learn and expand on your current level of knowledge. Yeah, you don't want to... You're content with where you're at, but you don't want to stay stagnant either. If there's an opportunity to learn, you have no problem going for it. Especially if it'll make you better at what it is you do, or better... or give you a better understanding of self overall. As far as the energy in your environment, you have emotions. It's like you're in a neutral zone, depending on the day. Not happy, sad, angry, stressed, nonchalant. It's just... I'm hearing barren of all life and emotion. But it's not quite right. There's certain situations when the environment in comes to life, but it's not like it's an emotionally charged area. You know how you can walk into a room and it's full of life, it's full of humor, it's full of positivity, it's full of carefree, relaxed energy, because that's the energy that people in the room or in the environment is carrying or moving in. But for your environment, like, there's no emotional stimulation. Everyone is in their own little bubble, in their own little world, is how it's coming off. It's more of what you make it. If you're calm, the energy around you is calm. If you're nonchalant, the energy around you is nonchalant. If you're happy, the energy around you is happy, but doesn't necessarily affect people around you, and the energy... And vice versa, with the energy or the mood they're in doesn't necessarily affect you. What place of your strength is that you have the King of Water. I'm hearing just because the emotions of others don't affect you doesn't mean you don't pick up on it. So you could be attuned with the emotions of others and the energy around you, even though it's not necessarily caused by you or directed towards you. You may still pick up on it. Yeah, Spirit, if you're showing me that a person, you're sad, I know you're sad, you know that I know that you're sad. Hey, you're sad, I know you're sad, you know that I know you're sad. You know that I know that you know you're sad. But no one's necessarily saying anything about it. You're just taking upon yourself to move accordingly, not to aggravate the situation, not to poke the bear, not to do something that can pile on to already their emotional chaotic state. It's kind of like you make it easier to navigate the problem without directly interacting either with the person or the cause of the emotional distress. Yeah, because Spirit's showing me if there's somebody around you that's getting annoyed, that person upstairs is playing their music too loudly but they don't want to say anything, you're picking up on the fact they're annoyed about the music. You're not going to approach the person that's upset. You're going to go up, if we take it upon yourself to go upstairs and have them either turn the music down or turn it off. Resolve the situation without ever interacting with the person for them to say what's going on, because at the end of the day, you already know. I'm not saying it's the case for you, Libra, but something like that. Yeah, even your level of emotional intelligence when it comes to the people around you, picking up on their emotions, even though y'all don't communicate about the problem, you have your ways to get resolved, and that's playing out to your favor, your strength. Yeah, I don't see it as where people are approaching you with their problems or, yeah, shoulder to lean on and cry on. But at the end of the day, you are someone that can be relied on to resolve a situation whether you know about it or not. Now for your present moment, you have the Two of Water. I find this very interesting because, again, what goes on with those that are around you, it doesn't necessarily affect you. And vice versa, what's going on with you doesn't necessarily affect you, but in your present, you're coming off as someone who is kind, compassionate, considerate, wants to see balance in the situation. Yeah. I like how this is presenting. You're not willing to compromise your self-respect or values, but you will come to a compromise in the sense of coming to a relative solution that everybody can agree upon. And again, I find it interesting because you resolve situations without always necessarily talking about what's going on. It's like in your present moment, there's some sort of silent agreement of, we're not going to talk about what's going on, but we'll maintain the peace. Compromise and work around each other. And you actually act on it, but again, without fully addressing the situation, which, again, I find it interesting. Because how you do that, I do not know. But some way, somehow, for whatever Libra I'm reading for, you're capable of doing it. Yeah. Now, based on the current energy that came out for you so far, there's one of three paths or course of action you can take based on the current energy that came out. The first being the King of Fire. You are a leader. You are moving in a take charge kind of energy. Yep, I'm hearing all leaders must know when to follow. It's so interesting how this is coming off. Like, you're not coming off as someone who is the loudest or gains the most attention, but you are the one that everyone listens to. It's kind of like you're the behind the scenes leader. If there's a problem or a situation going on, there's one person that's the face of things that roar you think would handle the situation, where you're the one that's behind the scenes. We may not know your name, we may not always know what you look like, but we sure as hell know that you're the one that's gonna get things done. It's like you're the type of leader that takes charge and moves into action by listening and understanding what people are talking about, what the major complaints are, and taking it upon yourself to resolve it in the quickest way possible. Yeah. And again, I find it so interesting because this is like you're moving as an informational sponge, just taking up all the information that you hear and see, and acting on it. And it's not like people don't notice, because again, you're the one that people look to resolve a situation, whether they think you know about it or not. Yeah, you may be the one. So with this path, of course, of action, if you resonate with this one, you may be the one that keeps peace. You're the one that people listen to, whether you're aware of it or not. You're the one that people look to, whether you're aware of it or not. Now with this, you also have the Seven of Air. For those of you who resonate with this path or course of action, this is you, but more of in a sense of how you're responding to the Seven of Air. And I do sometimes get this where the path or course of action relates to you, but it's not directly about you. Someone's not listening to the whole story, moving off of misinformation, going off of what they see and not what they heard, what they think or believe to be true. And they may even be misconstruing the facts to fit a certain narrative. Yeah, Libra, even though you're not one to talk, for those of you who's not used to talking to resolve a situation or being upfront or direct, if you resonate with this path or course of action, sorry about that, Libra. Alright, but like I was saying, if you resonate with this path or course of action, you may be the one that's actually speaking up and out to whoever it is that's misrepresenting the facts. Whether they think they're handling a situation the right way, whether they think they're confronting a situation the right way, or they're actually the cause of the situation. You're the one who's been paying attention. You're the one who's been gathering information. You're the one who's been observing, learning, analyzing. You're the one that's been rectifying situations So with this, it's like, whoever this is, you're correcting this person that's misrepresenting information. You're actually, I'm hearing calling upon witnesses to get an accurate statement of what's truly going on and what they may be oblivious to. So if you resonate with this path or course of action, you may be cleaning up the mess that this person makes, who actually is the Seven of Air, while resolving situation. Or, yeah, I hear some of you may be a little bit too good for that. You allow them to think they got the job done when really everyone knows who it was you who got handled the situation the right way by saying all the facts and not what you believe to be true, but what you know to be true. Because you actually took the time to study the situation. Now, last but not least, you have the King of Air as your last path or course of action. Yeah, being that the King of Water is your strength, I see these two merging quite nicely. Not that they're separate, but that there's a merger. Libra, yeah, you may be taking a more direct approach if you resonate with this path or course of action, where you're not just listening, you're taking the time to ask questions. Yeah, you're asking questions. You want to hear it directly from the horse's mouth before jumping to your own conclusions to make sure you have all your evidence or ducks in a row. Say that a situation going on between two people, either in your household, your friend group, at work. You're the one who'd be diplomatic. You're not. It's kind of like you're coming off as judge and jury, but without the executioner part. Where you're listening to both sides. You come to a reasonable solution, for a proper outcome. Of course, you're going to take the the what? You're taking the emotional toll into consideration. Although you know how to leave the emotion out of the decision making, you know the emotional impact and how it's going to weigh on one or both parties. Taking that into consideration, not just burying it, allows you to come to a decision or a reasonable outcome that's most fair for all parties involved, and have a way of speaking. So even if both sides don't agree, they still accept. Sorry about that, Libra. But what I was saying is that even if both or all parties don't necessarily agree with each other, they do hear and see the wisdom in your decision making of how best to move forward. It's like your logic is undeniable. And you may be very convincing with what it is you say and how you say it. Being that you also combining your intellect with the King of Water, you may add in an emotional aspect to what it is you say or your decision making. So even if so, it's kind of like you're soothing their anger or their frustration just enough for them to hear and see the logic and wisdom in what it is you're saying. When you're being direct and hands-on and handling the situation that's going on around you. Now, what you can expect over the next couple of weeks, you have the 5 of Fire. I'm hearing there's 2 sides to oh no. There's more than 2 sides to every story. There's your side, my side. Your side, my side, and objectivity. Our perspective and our understanding of the situation can be clouded by our own personal or emotional bias. But it's coming across where you're bridging the gap. Hearing a peaceful resolution to an overly aggressive outcome. Sorry, not outcome. A peaceful resolution to an overly aggressive situation. Finding outcomes in a non-combative way. Hearing both sides. Coming to terms with oneself in the decision. So yeah. If there is a situation that's been going on around you, or if there's just two or more people in your immediate area, whether it be your home, friend group, work, it comes off as agree to disagree. Resolving a situation in a non-combative way, so there may be less arguing, less fighting, less disagreements, more of agree to disagree. You have your version, I have mine. Let's walk away or talk things out. It's like, I don't know, your influence, either you have a direct hand in it, you're going to have a direct hand in it, or just your overall influence. It's going to have situations being resolved in a more peaceful, calm, negotiative way. Not so much as giving into each other, just understanding that not everything has to come to violence. Be so loud and aggressive all the time. There's no need for passive aggressive anger. So yeah, if you don't have a direct hand in things over the upcoming weeks, it's more of your influence and how people and how those around you see you handle a situation. You know, situations going on, because even though what's going around you doesn't necessarily affect you or your emotional state or your energy in general, and vice versa, you don't necessarily, it's the way that that's why I find it so strange. All of you are in your own personal bubble. What you say and do doesn't affect me, what I say and do doesn't affect you, but being that you take it upon yourself to help resolve situations that you know is going on, is influencing others to be less combative, more verbal, responsible. Stop being so quick to act off of impulse and anger and just handle it like full-grown adults. Hearing each other's side instead of just knowing their way and acting on it. Alright, Let's clarify for Libra real quick. Your reading was pretty much straightforward, but let's see if there's any clarification that comes out for you. Anything else for Libra? Okay, hopefully it'll be the last time that door opens. Let's see. Take this one, it goes knowledge. Not it. 7 of air. This side message. Wait, this is... One moment. So if the side message just says... Okay. Yeah, I apologize, Libra. Sometimes when I'm multi-touching more than one card at one time, you get 2 different messages and mix them up. This... Wait, this is what? Okay, water, fire, or air. Water, fire, or air. None of the above. So this is... Oh, side message. Not it. 5 of fire. Not this one. Yeah, pretty much your reading was straightforward. For knowledge, have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you have a spark of inspiration, motivation. It's like you're watching a dance to see where it leads you. Which I find interesting for it to be clarifying knowledge, because knowledge, you know what you know and looking for different ways to apply it. Looking for different ways to apply it, but you're not actively looking. But you'll jump at the opportunity to expand on what it is you know. So how best can I say this? Because I just had that insight moment after all the energy, all the cards that I went through. I did say before that you are an information sponge. You're not, and then you're an information sponge, taking in the information you see here, and you're not doing it intentionally. If you happen to notice something, you notice it. And that's where the Ace of Wands comes in. New opportunity to apply the information that you know, in a sense of how best can I say it without coming out? It's like as long as you're taking in new information, you have this spark, you have this inspiration, motivation of how best to apply it, when, where, and how long. In terms of the reading, if you see something, say something. The question is, when do you say something to who, and when is it appropriate? It's like the moment you have the answer to those questions, that's when you're going to start building. That's when you're officially going to start taking action. But until then, until you have all the necessary information where although you're not seeking it out, you're not going to make a move until absolutely necessary or appropriate. But you do have the motivation and passion to do so. With the Seven of Airs clarified by the King of Wands. And the King of Wands, and you already have the King of Fire here. Yeah. So, yeah. Regardless of who this person is that's either misrepresenting the facts or thinking that they're handling a situation appropriately, but they got it like dead wrong. At the end of the day, you're the one that those around you listen to, respect, admire. Yes, even with this, I don't see anyone around you going to you directly. It's more of you're the type of leader that walks through the land. You observe your surroundings. You note down all the violations or things that could be fixed. And without anyone around you saying a word to you directly about what it is they have trouble with, you resolve the situation the next day, the next week, the next month. In some cases, next year. The problems that you noted down before, they no longer exist. Life is better. Life is good. And it's all thanks to you. Though you do gotta clean up the mess with this person. You sometimes have to clean up the mess or miscommunication from this person sometimes. But what they're saying and doing gets you nowhere. Either gets you nowhere or gets them nowhere. Like they don't get the outcomes they desire or the same level of outcome and they don't get the same outcome that you would if you handled the situation without their interference. Now, lastly, for the Five of Fire, is clarified by the Lovers. So yeah, you don't have a direct hand in what happens over the next couple of weeks, but it has your influence all over it. It's like the people around you, again, even though y'all are in your own little worlds, have your own little issues, what goes on with them doesn't affect you, and what goes on with you shouldn't affect them, but this is so interesting and so weird at the same time. Because of how you move or how you handle situations, regardless of if it affects you or not, but in most cases, chances are it doesn't. Because nothing of what's going on with them seems to be affecting you. Not directly, anyway. And you take it upon yourself to help resolve the situation. It's like, it's getting those around you to consider their actions, consider their choices a little more carefully. With it clarifying the Five of Fire, they have options in how they want to handle a situation. It's like their first option should never be to act off of impulse, and like, the people around you, they're evaluating their choices a lot more carefully. It's not the first thing that pops into the head is what they're going to do. Even though it's an available option, let's go see what the next option is. Let's go see what's going to have the best benefits. Let's go see what's going to have the best outcome. They take the time to choose carefully about how they want to resolve the situation. instead of acting on their own, instead of going with the first choice that pops into their head. And yeah, overall, it feels more so because of the influence you've been having. With the influence you've been having on them. Now, in terms of your side message, upside down again, you have the 9 of earth, 9 of air, 7 of water, along with the King of Pentacles. Oh, you finally have that last king. King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Knave of Pentacles. Oh, so this is kind of a little bit like the way it's showing up, like the way Spirit is showing it to me, it's kind of like a transition. You are making an offer that's highly beneficial. It's like you're offering a better way, a better solution, a better outcome with guaranteed more positive results, which in turn is leading to a shift in perspective, a shift in belief. Instead of seeing a situation one way, there's 1,001 different ways it can be viewed. Yes, like what you have to offer with providing those around you with a better, safer, more beneficial solution. It's shifting the mindset of those that are around you to see things from a different angle, either from the other person's point of view or just a bird's eye view overall, and having an alternate perspective on how they view themselves, how they view a situation in terms of moving forward and dealing with it. And it's crazy because not to say that's crazy, but the more the shift and change happens with the change in their perspective, the more it allows you to sit in your natural energy and do what you desire. So yeah, whatever may have been it may have had an indirect effect on you, possibly limiting your free time, your ability to do certain things, hang around certain people, because with 7 of water here, this is all you. You're simply enjoying life, going with the flow, moving with your own creative energy, embracing what you want to do not regardless of how it affects others, but you're worrying less about what other people think or how it'll affect those around you. It's like you have more time to yourself to actually enjoy yourself. Enjoy your energy instead of, for lack of better words, being so observant, safeguarding yourself against whatever is going on around you. And again, it's not like it's affecting you directly, but if this is coming out as your side message, it might have had an indirect effect, limiting you in some way, shape, or form. Now, with the other part of your side message, the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Knave of Pentacles. With the King of Pentacles, you're not playing no games. People in your community, y'all may live in your own little bubble, but at the same time, you all live together. Someone got to take leadership. Someone has to create stability, structure, set a strong foundation. It's like, it's coming off like you're the one that's the rock, which is like something I find funny, being that you're a being that you're the Libra, you're the one that's creating the stability, making sure everything's fair and equal. You may have even manifested a change in your environment, again, whether it's be work, home, your friend group. Instead of being the change, you manifested it. For things to be like this on their own without you having to engage. And it's why I find it so crazy, because with the Knave of Pentacles here in this deck, the Knave is like Princess, Prince, Page, but it corresponds directly to the element. So with the Knave of Pentacles corresponds directly to Earth. Instead of you creating the energy of stability, structure, I'm also hearing harmony, just balance between all of you, even though y'all live in your own separate worlds from each other. Slowly but surely kind of shifted for that being the natural energy in your environment, where if one do bad, we all do bad. If one of us has a conflict, we all get involved to resolve it for a peaceful outcome. It's like, I don't want to say it's like you single-handedly did it, but it's like, because of your influence, the energy of your environment shifted. You influence people around you to handle situations, handle problems, handle conflict in a more peaceful, respectful, healthy, and even balanced kind of way. And that now is the energy that y'all live in. Yeah. You set the stage, you set the example. And because people look to you as somewhat of a leader, they followed your example. Anyway, Libra, this is what I have for you. I do hope you enjoyed or gained some insight from the reading. And if you did, please do hit the like and subscribe button, as there will be more videos to come. That being said, I shall catch you in the next one. Bye, Libra.